So I think we have audio, we have video.
صباح الخير.
صباح النور.
كيف الحال؟
والله الحمد لله.
Good morning.
My morning is just starting. Slightly dizzy. Lack of water. Didn't drink water. والله نعرف خصوصا we had a long day. We did this in the morning, دوام, but then بعد دوام we had like the
town
events,
hall.
the town
Yeah.
hall, and then that was a like stretch out my day. But then طلعت من the town hall and I went back to the lab.
Oh,
We had work. So I finished work around like رجعت هنا دخلت البيت around like 8:49.
والله يعطيك العافية. That's
آه.
like more than 12 hours.
12 hours تقريبا.
Nice. Productive day.
Not really. يعني في outcomes حلوة الصراحة يعني. We have really nice things to show.
Nice.
It's upcoming, inshallah.
How-
Actually we have one paper published today.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. It's a massive work. It's a semiconductor work.
Oh.
I think the first author that I'm with is Samsung, and he's working at Samsung right now,
That's really cool.
South Korea.
Okay.
It's a major paper يعني معاه. So I'm happy about that.
So we started the work before he left the house.
So we submitted it more than about 2 years ago.
Oh, that was under review.
Yeah.
Whole time.
Whole time. يعني about 2 years ago we did the submission process. It took a long time for it to come back for us for revision. We did the revision and then we sent it back, and it took even longer time to go through.
Why does it take that long?
Some journals are really long process, especially when you're doing like material science, optoelectronics. It's with the new materials, it's very hard to find reviewers.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right,
So
so-
till the editor try to find the right
So
people to review it.
it takes a while to find the right people, and then when you find the right people, because the work أحيانا يكون مرة it's too new, it's too novel, right?
Okay.
So you have to go through this process of saying, okay, here's a long list of comments, which took me like a couple of months to go through because I need also to do literature research, right? Now I'm expecting you to reply to me.
Okay.
When I'm expecting you to reply to me, you're gonna take a while. And then that reviewer, when you reply back to them, it's gonna take even longer time.
Well, congratulations, man. 2 years until publication.
And I'm not even like I'm down the list. I did the optical testing. I'm not even part of like the material design or like the fabrication. I just did the optical testing.
Okay.
But like still like يعني it feels good to know, okay, our work didn't go.
I mean, definitely, especially if it is like novel and it's,
Yeah.
I would say challenging not to understand, but challenging to
It's super easy to understand.
prove or
It's
disprove,
proof.
you know.
Yeah, انه اثبت لي انه الشغل اللي انت سويته حقيقي.
بالضبط.
Which is يعني a major problem we have with our other work as well. انه كل مرة نستخدم ماتيريال جديد تجيك نفس المشكلة. يعني we're lucky here we have access to like super high resolution lithography, super high resolution machines. It gives us the ability to work on things اللي ممكن الناس في الجامعات الثانية ما عندها.
Makes sense. Okay.
So when we try something, obviously it's not going to work the first time, but we work on it for years, right? Then it works. Like when it works, I record the results, I try to publish, it goes to people and they go, no, it shouldn't work.
Okay.
And كل literature review اللي أنا أسويه يقول لي no, it doesn't work.
Okay.
And then it's back and forth. وحصلت يعني in our group حصلت من قبل where we like الجروب حقنا, I wasn't part of that work, بس يعني الجروب حقنا like actually sent real samples
For them to test it.
for them to test.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a policy في اللاب عندنا إنه أي sample you fabricate stays in a nitrogen rich environment for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
5 years, you keep it nitrogen rich environment, very well sealed, under good pressure, good conditions, good temperature for 5 years. very well labeled in case someone asks. لأنه أحيانا okay, so you go through the reviewers, right? It passes.
Yeah.
Someone like you might come and read it and goes, no way, I don't believe
Okay.
you, right? So what you will do is you'll email the editor or you'll email the corresponding author of the paper, and our role is okay. I'll ship it
Test
to
it
you.
yourself.
I'll ship it to you.
Yeah.
Give me your address. I'll ship it to you. Right? خصوصا انه احيانا it's very hard to replicate the device or
Yes.
لانه ال conditions تتغير يعني our clean room تتغير, our facilities تتغير. We're shutting down now for 3 months, right? So a lot of these things تتغير, but it's like okay, here's
A working sample.
here's a working sample.
Yeah.
Here's the device. So
That's
take it,
really
go.
good.
And my يعني أنا like I sometimes go to the lab and I see my work like just sitting there. I was like, oh, still have this number of years for me.
It's nice to have it there.
Yeah,
and it's nice to have a working sample. Because I mean, I don't think we don't have this policy. يعني احنا عندنا we تخلص شغل, you publish your work. There might be some samples working or not really reliable because they're not stored correctly.
Right.
ويعني أغلب students خلاص خلص with this paper.
They're out.
Who cares? I'm done, you know?
Yeah.
But it's nice to have a working sample. Definitely.
No, I think because it happens. Well, it happened before. إنه واحد ما واثق فيك. Okay. I don't believe you. Because I'm doing the same device, صح؟ خصوصا الناس اللي تزعل اللي تضايق لي.
Yeah.
أنا شغال في الموضوع
They
سنين.
take it personally.
And you get it done before me. لا مستحيل. Like no, it doesn't work. So you go okay. Here's a device. You test it. You go crazy with it.
I've encountered that kind of the same situation for one of the conferences last year. Johnny, this guy, they're from a company, from industry, not from research. But he's a researcher. Yeah. Before he joined this company, he was, I think, a postdoc or something. He was doing research.
Okay.
Anyway. And he was searching like lactate sensing, microwave with lactate sensing for quite a while, like he said over 8-10 years.
Hello.
So my work, it was the initial like preliminary results of my work. And I had a poster presentation only. So I'm just standing excited, and this guy comes, him and one of his colleagues from the company. And they took the whole session. Like I barely talked to anybody else except them. People come, stop by, they read the poster, they hear me while I'm explaining or discussing with them, and they would just sleep because this is taking too long. I'm gonna see something else. And this guy just keep asking questions like, "How did you do that? Oh, why did you do that?" And he was just staring at the poster. He was not happy. He was not happy at all.
Disbelief, yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, we should collaborate together since you have a lot of experience,
That's the key word. Yani, listen, I'm just lucky.
Yes.
I got lucky, right? Like, unfortunate for you, but moving forward, we can collaborate.
Yeah,
then we're both getting lucky at that point, right? Like it's
and we know at least this step works, so let's build on it.
Yeah. So that's actually a good segue for it because there's an art for it. يعني انت الحين standing there, we can present our work, we can talk about the things we're doing, and it's really the words, the choice of words. انت ايش الكلمات اللي قاعد تستخدمها، كيف قاعد تتكلم مع الشخص اللي قدامك، ايش نوع الاحترام اللي تمثله، ايش نوع يعني الصيغة اللي بتمثل فيها الجملة اللي بتقولها. Because it decides a lot of the factors of whether the person in front of you is going to listen or walk away. So that's one. Two, it's also an art to speak under pressure, to speak in public, whether you're defending your work or whether you're just presenting another person's work, right? So there's this challenge that a lot of, I would say, people يعني, from all fields, whether you're in a bank, whether you're in a university, it doesn't matter, right? I see it's يعني خصوصا في our generation. A lot of us are actually not good speakers. A lot of us gets very defensive very quickly when you ask questions. And you've probably seen it. You go and people are saying their work. If the room is packed, إذا في ناس واجد في القاعة يبدوا يخافوا. يرجفوا. الصوت يتغير. يتأتفوا. And then they become super defensive when you ask them anything. They just crumble. خلاص حياتك كلها تدهورت.
Because they're tense. I mean,
They're tense, right?
They're enclosed and they're trying to protect themselves.
They're trying to protect themselves. So there's an art of public speaking. There's an art of standing there, being calm, and then just making it just a friendly discussion.
Yeah.
Where you're not attacking, you're not defending, you're just discussing.
Yeah.
It's fine to disagree. It's super fine to say, well, you got this wrong, we got it right, and this is why.
Yeah.
But you also got a lot of things right. We're actually building on your work,
Yes.
right? So there is always room for collaboration. Let's make friends, not make enemies.
Yeah.
But at least in our scientific communities, when you go to these conferences, it's people stand on stage, full of confidence. They're just shouting at you, saying, "You listen to me. I'm on stage. I'm the expert." And you go, "You got this wrong. I'm sorry." Like, you have a key point in your presentation or a key point in your data that could be wrong, and we can discuss this, right? We have similar backgrounds. We speak the same language. Let's discuss it.
I think it's the purpose of conferences.
It's the purpose of conferences. It's right. But like, I think the issue here is not their scientific background. The issue is just their ability to publicly state their mind, to give speeches, to talk about their work, to give presentations. Saying a lot of us are actually terrible at giving presentations.
I think it goes to that insecure state. I mean, even if you're a confident person, you go to speak in public in front of people. I think it's natural to feel this fear. حتى أتوقع professional public speaker.
Right.
They feel it. Like, I've listened to multiple of these experts in public speaking. They say they still feel it. They're really good at it. They even, like, you would not see them. You'd not see it on them while they speak in public.
Right.
But that fear is always there for some reason.
Internally,
Yes, it's always there. It's just how you handle it, how you internally deal with it, and you look at it. So from someone who's inexperienced, they look at it, it's fear, like just any fear that you'd face in your life. The first reaction would be you protect yourself from it.
Right.
You try to avoid looking at it, avoid facing it. So that's when you go into the insecure mindset. And if you're in an insecure mindset, someone asks you or challenge your idea, the first thing you do is a defensive answer.
False, yeah.
Naturally, it's like, no, I'm right.
Yeah.
It's just natural. But if you look at that fear as like, okay, it is there. I am afraid to do this, but I'm just gonna have to do it. And like, you trust your instincts, let's say. Like, you're gonna go through it, and you remind yourself of the purpose why you're doing this.
Right.
And it brings comfort that even if you made a mistake, even if you fumbled, even if whatever, when no one cares if you misspoke. Second, nobody knows about what you're going to speak about. So even if you forget something, who cares? The third thing, again, the purpose of why you're speaking about this, why you're presenting your work, for example, in a conference. You're trying to share your work. Like, you're proud of this data, and you're sharing it, actually expecting people to challenge it. Expecting people to get engaged, because it means the work is interesting, whether it's in a negative way or positive way. Someone is interested enough in the work to challenge it. If it's not interesting, nobody will care.
Nobody will be in the room.
Good job. Exactly.
Nobody will be in the room. Right. So that's in our scientific world. But now in because I want you to talk about the experience from yesterday.
Oh,
as far as whatever you can talk about. I know there's a lot of things that we probably cannot mention, but yesterday you've done incredible work. I was there.
Thank you so much.
I think that from everybody who spoke on stage, you're probably the most confident standing there. You've had a lot of experience doing such work, but I think you did not have a lot of experience preparing a speech in less than 20 minutes.
Yes.
So I want you to, I need to go pick something up from outside. So just tell us very quickly about what happened yesterday. As far as whatever you can talk about, we can just make it ambiguous. But like, when did you receive a call saying you have to stand on stage, give a 10-minute speech, not about science,
Yes.
not about like,
not about your work.
About your experience in life, in front of I would say a packed auditorium. Like, I don't know how many people were there. More than around 1,000, maybe. I don't know.
think so. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly how many. I avoided looking up. I was just
Yeah.
considering
So
searching for
tell
it.
us about that. I need just 1 minute.
Go for it.
Oh, sorry for the chair.
So I'll give everyone a backup story about what was the event.
Exactly.
So it was a town hall for KAUST campus or King Abdullah University campus. Usually these town halls happen annually, and as a town hall, from the name, it's the community getting together with the administration, faculty, VPs, and the president of the university and the board of the university to discuss the vision of the university, what are the pillars of our campus, where we're heading and where we're at. And it's usually somehow formal but also informal. So it's kind of a friendly discussion between the community and the people in charge or the decision making within our campus. And it happens every year. I think, right? Town hall?
Yeah, I think they happen every year at least once.
Yeah, at least once. So it's nice, I think, to keep the connection, at least between the community and decision making people. So what happened yesterday? So I did not have enough sleep. One, that was yesterday.
You're welcome.
Thank you. But I mean, overall, I was in a good mood. You know, I started my day after we finished recording this. I went back home, had my breakfast, and I had some fabrication to do. Before that, actually, at 12 p.m., we had this talk about Nature Sensors Journal.
Okay.
So
The conference, right? There's a new conference.
There's the new journal
yeah.
they want to initiate from Nature. It's for sensors. And the chief and editor, she's the one who actually gave the talk. She came and talked.
EIC. Yeah, I was there, but not there.
Okay. Yeah, there was a lot of people from the
Yeah.
group, actually. So I attended that. I mean, it was just like something to learn about. Maybe in the future we could submit to that, how different it is from other sensors journals.
Right.
So it's for my interest. I finished that. I had a lot of fabrication to do. And I mean, I planned that day or yesterday to be for fabrication only. So I freed everything. I'm not going to do any writing, not attend to my course. I'm just going to do fabrication.
Hello.
I go to the lab, export the design. I'm going to go print some models and then continue my process in the lab. Around 1, actually it was okay. During that event, the talk about nature, we received an email, I think everybody on campus from
all
the
the
president.
university. Yeah.
Yes, that okay, there is the town hall happening today at 5 p.m. Please, everyone attend. Students, postdoc are encouraged to attend and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, maybe I'll attend. Like, I was in the middle of that, so I did not pay attention. Anyway, I walk outside. After I put my models to print, I texted you. I was like, oh, there's this town hall. Do you want to go today? And the new chairman of our board, KAUST, His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz, so he was just been appointed to be the new chair. So I was like, would be interesting to go attend a town hall where he's involved. It's his first, it's like a brand new management.
Yeah.
And that's when I texted you. I did not know by that time. And then I sat down on my laptop and my computer on my desk, started working, and then Professor Al-Shami, my PI, he texted me. He's like, Firas, send your headshot to this email immediately right now. You've been selected to speak today at the town hall. I'm like, speak about what? That was my first question. I could read the text. And he stopped responding.
Done.
He's not even in campus, okay? He's
Right.
So I'm like, oh my God, so what do you mean? So I'm like, okay, the only lead I have is this email.
Okay.
So for one of the organizers,
Yeah.
I sent her my headshot, and I was like, please, more information.
Give me
what am I going to be
info.
talking
Well,
about? How long it is? What's going on? Anyway, she does not respond. That's when I texted you. I'm like, dude, this is happening. I don't know what to do. And then at that point, I started getting nervous because that was like 1:30 p.m.
Yeah, I know. Like I was just chilling, and I was like, I didn't see I wasn't even checking my email. I was in a different mind zone. Like, I was working on something else. I see your text. I was like, yeah, I'll go. It's interesting. And then the next text is like, dude, I need to speak. I was like, oh.
So what happened after that? Yeah, no, I sent her the headshot and I asked for information. Around, I think, 2 p.m., Professor Hakan calls me.
Okay.
He's like, Firas, how are you? I'm sorry, this is short notice, but we promoted your name to be one of the speakers for the SIMSI students. There are 4 students in front of His Royal Highness in this event.
From every division at Cast.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, please tell me, what should I prepare slides? What can I talk about? Do I present my thesis? I'm ready. And he was like, no, I don't think so. It's going to be like just about your experience at Kaust, and maybe a little bit about your work. But like just from a personal perspective, he would like to hear about from the students. That's his perspective.
That's the goal, is to hear from students.
Yes. So I was like, okay, I think that's doable. Thank you. He's like, I'm really sorry. I'm not even in campus. I'm in Jeddah, but I think you guys can handle it.
They just threw you under the bus. So
yes, he's like,
I'm in China. I'm in Jeddah. I'm not gonna respond. You figure it out.
Yeah. After that, my PI is like, please record it and mention our last.
Your PI is marketing it. It's like I just
use this as an opportunity.
Right. It's great.
For exposure. Then after that, the organizer's response, she's like, okay, you have up from 5 to 10 minutes. Just make it natural, talk about things that you've experienced in Kaust and blah, blah, blah. So now, by that time, it was like 2 p.m. I needed to have lunch. I did not have lunch. So imagine like now lunch, caffeinated, now sleeping, and anxious about this event.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything to say. Like, even in my mind, like the quickest response was like, okay, what am I going to talk about? And I'm just scrolling through these ideas or bullet points. Should I mention this? No, that's weird. No, nobody should know about this.
And all of this, your device is printing in the lab.
Yes. I kind of forgot about it.
Like,
I'm going to redo it again. So I head home. I heated my lunch, started eating, and opened ChatGPT. The beauty of AI. I'm like, dude, I have this speech that's happening in a really short time. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. The event is this setup. I have some ideas.
Right.
I listed like I think 5 to 7 bullet points that I would like to mention in my speech. But please ask me inspiring questions that can trigger some ideas, you know. And he gave me a list of, if I remember correctly, like 12 questions.
Okay.
Short answers, like, you know, just small discussions. And I'm answering them. Hit enter. Boom. Whole
Speech comes out.
You know, with the intro, with everything. And I'm like, okay, this is incredible. You know, I did not expect the output to be this good, this fast. Of course, I had to
tweak it. So the writing process is collaborative.
But here's the thing: what I regret. I regret having that speech script, because going on stage and not preparing that script really well. I was really anxious that I'm not going to remember some points. I'm going to remember some points, and how I'm going to say these points or present these points. So I was
overthinking it.
Yes, which made me stick to the paper. I remember when we did the
rehearsal
dry run, which was like 15 minutes before he showed up or something. I was reading from the paper, like literally. And it's something I don't usually do in presentations or public speaking. I avoid doing that. And what happened? Yeah, so because I prepared the script, I think if I did not have a script prepared, or I did not print it out, like I read it a couple of times, had my speech cues, with me, the bullet points, I think it would have been more natural, more. I think it would be more engaging, more natural. But because I had the script, every time I forget, I'm not going to my brain for information.
You're not processing. You're just,
I'm jumping to the paper, back to the paper. It's like I'm forgetting this point. Okay, go to the paper, just read it. It's more convenient and it's faster. So after that, we did the rehearsal, and then the organizers came. Actually, no, let me back up. So, of course, I have to لازم ألبس شماغ وثوب. I don't know if I have something clean with iron, because we had an event, I think, last week. I used up
last up the open conference,
Yes. And I'm remembering this while I'm writing or practicing this speech. I run upstairs. Alhamdulillah, كان في something clean and ironed. I dress up, head to the library, print my speech, showed up at the auditorium around 4. So they sent actually an email like, be here at 4 for rehearsal,
Right.
like set up. But overall, I think it was nice. It was a nice experience.
It was a great. Again, as an audience, you did amazing. Like, first of all,
Thank you, really.
had no idea it was ChatGPT.
Oh, nice.
No,
I'm
no idea whatsoever. I thought like I knew you like first I knew this story because you lived it, right?
Yes,
We
yes.
experienced it
Yeah.
with you. But then I had no idea it was ChatGPT. I had some thought that okay, either the people here helped with it, like they helped write with you because they do have some talented people here
Yeah.
writing scripts, or like you just went to like I'll just tell my story, right? Which was your story. It was you.
Yes,
in Hi.
yes.
I had no idea like ChatGPT, which is really amazing to hear. But
It's
then
amazing.
that's like 1%. Having the script is 1% of the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
Like you standing there in front of everybody,
Yeah.
students, postdocs, scientists, professors, chairman, board, community members. The place was packed.
I think it's the first time I speak in front of this
The size,
kind of
the size of audience is
Yes.
crazy. Yesterday, everybody was there.
yeah.
Everybody.
And it's the type of event is like not specific for science, not
No.
specific. It's for the community.
It's the city. It's
Yes,
like
yes.
a town hall for the city that we're living in.
So that was, I think, making me also nervous a little bit. But I mean, oh, actually, before I left home, I did some breath work. I think it helped a lot.
I did some meditation. Work.
Yeah, just like 5-minute timer, just breathing.
Okay.
Like disconnect from everything, just breathe, connect with your body. Because I mean, before that, I can feel my hand is shaking from the caffeine.
Right.
So like my whole body is under a
lot.
weird state. There's a lot of things happening. So that helped a lot, calm me down. And also like before we started the actual event, we went outside to نستقبل صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير عبد العزيز and his people. And the man is very genuine. You saw him.
Yeah,
in his
yeah,
face.
yeah. Extremely humble, down to
Yes.
earth. He acted like one of us. Like it's if you don't like if you walk into the room not knowing who the person is, you would just assume he's a member of the community.
Yes.
It's like it's really great. Like,
Lovely,
and I think
lovely.
that also helps people. It allows the people around to talk,
Yes.
right? It
yes.
makes it easier for him to converse with the people around, right? Because you walk into the room and you just don't know, like, oh, this is the community member. He's a community member, which is amazing,
Yes.
right?
And his approach is nice. But yeah, he walks into the door of the auditorium. Not the auditorium, like the building. And he's like, man, I was telling them I need to wear shorts. Why am I wearing all of this? We're here by the beach. So we walk inside, like the, what do you call it, the reception room,
Right.
where chairs, and nobody's telling us what to do. Like we're 4 students, actually, and we're just following, and like there are a lot of seats. He's alone. Like I did not even see like bodyguards or things like this. He's just walking alone with Sir Edward, our president, in front of us, and the students behind us. And I'm like, okay, do we sit down like right next to him? Is that okay? Is there a protocol? I don't know.
Well, they didn't tell you anything. It's like,
Because I mean, he's a big deal. Like there are a lot of prince
right,
and princesses, but he holds a huge position in the kingdom.
of course.
So I would, there's a lot of, I think, protocols and things like this, and we don't know what it is. Nobody's telling us whatever. And he's like, تعالوا اقعدوا, just sit down. So I sat next to him, then the president, then the other 2 students, and next to me, one of the VPs. And he just like conversing, just like if you're sitting with your uncle,
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's just talking around about things, where you're from, what do you do? This girl is from Russia, and he's like, oh my God, your country's so cold. I don't know how you exist there. And he's just joking around, funny thing he mentioned. They were telling him, okay, Your Royal Highness, we prepared a special coffee for you because you don't like الهال apparently in this coffee.
Okay.
And he's like, who said that? أنا أحب الهال. بس I like قهوة العربية بعد الأكل. After food, I don't like it like any time. because I feel like it's really good for digestion.
Mm-hmm.
I call it Saudi sake. And that cracked me up. I mean, cracked everyone in the room. And the other thing, funny story he was mentioning, yeah, so the faculty, some of the faculty showed up, some of the board members, and they all like wearing suit and ties, you know, even the president. And he's just sitting, and he's like, I thought I told you I want this to be informal. Why everybody's wearing
So
ties?
that's why the entire auditorium, no ties, no
They took
jacket.
it.
They took it
They
out.
took it on the spot. The president took it out.
Yeah, because he came in like,
Yeah.
like again, as I said, like you walk in, you just assume he's a member of the
Yes.
community. It was so informal.
And the other thing, even the setup. So he was not supposed to be sitting down on the stage.
No, he was supposed to be sitting in,
Yes.
in the row in the front.
And then he was like, no, I want a chair just on stage. Maybe with Sir Edward, just a chair, a table with a couple of bottled
Mhm.
waters. I want to face the people. Like, I want to face them and they face me. So I just set a chair. And they're like, oh, we'll bring a couch. I was like, no, not a couch, it's a chair. I want to be seated somewhere.
Right.
So yeah, I'm really excited of the changes that he's gonna make in our campus, because I think he comes from a research background.
Yeah, he
I think
extended
he-
the university's
Yes.
experience.
So he will connect more with Calstas.
Right. But back to the speech. So
Yeah.
this happened way before the speech. It allowed you to just realize that it's
Yes.
easier. I can speak. I can
Yeah,
talk. You already had this interaction with Sir Edward, with His Royal Highness,
Yes.
and then like the faculty, the board members. Like you already had this interaction one-on-one with them. So when you go back into the large room where everybody's staring at
Yeah.
you, it just allowed it to be easier, right?
It made it be easier because, you know, like you feel like I don't know, the most important people in the room, like the people that don't know you, you don't know them. Like students, I feel like they would understand more.
Right.
Like, it's okay, we're all trying, things like this. But you don't know how these PVs or board members would think.
People who are
or
paying your
expect.
salary.
Yes, pretty much. So the fear comes more from that
Mhm.
perspective. So it made it easier, definitely.
So once you realize that, oh, like they're just human.
Yes, exactly.
They're just
And
human.
when you get up close to them, like we're just all human.
We're all the same.
Yes.
And I think one important thing is that, like, again, the talking on the same level, right? Allowing you to understand, oh, we're all the same, we're all human, we have the same experiences, same backgrounds, we speak the same language, we interact the same, we joke, we laugh, right? So that's important. Like he cracked a lot of jokes, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Even Sir Edward, like sitting in the front, like he was laughing.
Yeah.
He's like a serious guy, always straight face, just laughing.
Yeah.
It's just funny. So then you stood up, they called your name.
Yeah.
The moment they called your name, how shaky were you?
I was fine so far, you know.
Okay.
I went up. So I feel like in every speech, I try to focus on the first word that's gonna come out of my mouth,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Salam alaikum.
The tone, it was supposed to be that.
You skipped it.
Yes. Actually, it was supposed to come after the greeting. So I was like,
Right.
it was supposed to be like Your Royal Highness, esteemed board members, respected faculty, and fellow students. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Skip that totally. I went to like introducing myself. But I think the first words that come out of my mouth when I public speaking is set up, I think, the tone and the confidence. I feel like if I fumble the first word,
Then you'll fumble across.
yeah, I'll be very shaky for the rest of the talk. But I stood up, I took a quick scan, like on the room, just a quick scan. After that, I stopped looking up because it's you know that
It's
two
two
stage.
floors
Yes.
slanted up. Yeah.
So because I scanned around, like I see there are people even upstairs.
What? Some people were standing. Did you see people standing upstairs?
No, again. So
Oh,
after
yeah.
that, I avoided looking
Hello.
everywhere. I'm just like,
No, the room was packed.
I would look
packed.
at the new chairman. I would look at the board. Some of the students here.
And remember, a lot of people couldn't show up. There were exams taking place.
Oh yeah, there
Right,
are tests.
يعني at the event started, it's exams week. معظم الناس كانوا عندهم اختبارات. في اختبارات were taking place there. A lot of people couldn't show up.
during the same time.
Yeah, a lot of people couldn't show up. So, and then the room was packed.
Yeah.
And it was last minute notice. The email arrived like what, noon?
Yes.
A lot of people were like already summer, some traveled. So the room was like the auditorium. This is the largest auditorium we have at Coast.
Yes, it is.
Filled to capacity. People were standing, and then they call your name, and you go and you go. You know what? I'll shoot.
It was a nice challenge, definitely.
Right.
It was a nice challenge, and like, and it's a surprise.
It-
Like literally, life put on you. Like, you asked for this, here, try it.
Well, you didn't ask for it. You're like,
You know, like-
you'll do it. You'll do it.
No, what I mean by ask for it, like internally, like when you're
Right.
like, oh, I would appreciate some exposure. I would appreciate like, I like public speaking.
Which is the fact that like yes, you like it, you actually will embrace it. You will not turn the opportunity down.
Yes, I would like to have like the experience of doing it. You know?
Right.
And I think you only become better once you actually do it.
Right. The more you do it, the better it becomes.
Yes, definitely. And it has been a while since like I've done even presentations. To be honest, like conference. The last conference was last year in October.
Okay.
Maybe some group meetings, presentation.
But that doesn't count. Like,
yeah, you know, nothing on.
it's like I'm with my family and I'm speaking to my family members. And it doesn't.
Exactly. So it has been a while since I did like prepared a speech or
Right.
pitch or something like this. It has been a minute.
Yeah.
So it was a nice and exciting opportunity. Like, yes, you know, let's
I'll do it.
It's been a while. Yeah.
But it's scary.
It's a scary.
But I think
experience, yes.
everyone will be scared. But I think a lot of people, there's like a large percentage that would just say no.
True.
But do you think? Because okay, so let's take it step by step, question by question. Because I want to get the emotions of because I saw you there on stage. I know you too well. I've known you for a long time now. We've had like experience public speaking together. We gave presentations together, and some of these presentations were basically high stakes for us, right? Like
They involve money.
they involve money, right? Projects depended
Yeah.
on them, and it's still we had the privilege of practice. We practiced so long, for hours, for days, over weeks. And then we go there and we stand and we're full of confidence. We have it memorized. We went through a lot of refinement. And I remember, like both of us, we stand on stage. We're full of confidence because this is our work. We know it's in the back of their head, but you still have that fear, right?
Yes.
So the level of fear that you had yesterday on stage, because I know a lot of people wouldn't cope with it, but I think everybody can cope with it, right? So I want to know, like, you skipped over Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Yeah.
Did that cause you any stress, or you go, nobody knows?
It
You
did.
move forward.
It did definitely. Like
All
in
right.
the back of my mind, I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot to say this," you know.
Right.
But then I kept reminding myself is that okay, just keep going,
Keep
just
going.
push through.
Right.
Yeah, just push through it, and like breathing. Like while okay, I forgot. I don't know if you can notice or not, but I forgot something. I'm just like, okay.
So it didn't show. So I don't think the event was recorded.
okay.
Right? They asked for it not to be recorded because they wanted to be informal. Everybody
Yes,
can talk,
yes.
which is great. Like it allows everybody to just interact very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I saw both the rehearsal and the dry run 10 minutes
Yeah,
before, and I saw the real thing. To be honest, I couldn't differentiate. I didn't know, right? I as an audience, I thought you did an amazing job. You were standing there,
Thank you.
composed, very well, charismatically dressed, and standing there, and you like just gave the story, right?
Yeah.
It was a story about you, right? Then you cracked some jokes. Did you find it like relieving and I would say confident boost throughout your speech when you see the audience laughing with you
Yeah. So
and then smiling and everybody's just having fun with it?
definitely, like looking at the audience faces and get that feedback.
Right.
It's very, it's validating. It
Okay.
feels like okay, I think they're engaging. You're doing okay. And the opposite when you look at because okay, you scan the room. While you're speaking, you try to kind of connect with some people in different corners. When you look at this corner and that person, for example, like on their phone or like they're sleeping or they're given that face of like
You get over with it.
Yeah. it builds that. It feels like there's a bar, like you're playing a video game, you know, like confident or like
Right.
in a red range or like green range, and it keeps bouncing up and down, you know, while you're getting feedback from the audience, and it plays a big role of like how well I'll keep going into my speech.
Right.
But from the jokes that you mentioned those parts, I wish I formatted them. I mean, I think the voice or the pauses were not on point where I wanted them because like the joke was in my mind and I was like running it faster than I'm speaking it. You know,
So you're autopilot.
pretty much. You know, I wish I paused a little bit between some of the parts to make the joke sink in. You know,
Right.
I feel like I did not give the chance to the people to see like, okay, this is the joke. You know, I should laugh now. So that was something I think is was missing from that part. At least there were. I remember there was two jokes. One of them resonated with some people.
Yeah, everybody laughed.
Yeah, the other one is like okay.
I think we had to know you.
Yeah, exactly.
We had to know
Yeah.
you.
So, but yeah, you back to your point. Definitely, that validation, the feedback from the audience, it's a huge boost to keep going. And especially when you see, for example, Professor Amr Kinner was sitting in the front. He was one of the
Right.
boys,
Yeah.
and he was laughing, and like seeing him laughing, it was like, okay, yes, I'm doing good. Keep going.
So it's a confident boost that allows us just
Definitely,
relax on stage.
100%, yes.
Right.
And actually, something I remember about my body language, like what after that part of the speech, seeing that, I remember not standing too straight on my two legs. I just like you know when you stand comfortably, like on one.
Yeah,
leg.
you were just leaning.
Yeah. Right after that, I can feel my body. I'm just like okay.
Yeah, you're not tense.
Yes.
You're not tense.
My body's like less tense.
So that's like again from an audience perspective, it seems like not knowing. Of course, I knew so not knowing that I would thought like okay, this is very well prepared, very well rehearsed, like at least practiced a few times before. But that's really great. That's a skill that a lot of people I think need. And this is a large setting. So what would you say to people? Again, the majority of our peer, if you like, if especially those who are working in companies, if you ask them to give a presentation to a VP or like to a manager or to your boss, like a lot of them just, regardless of how good they are technically or publicly, whatever, a lot of them crumble under this stress. Their presentations either become very monotonic, very boring, people will just fall asleep, or filled with anxiety and stress that me as an audience, the moment it's done, I go, "Whew, alhamdulillah, khalas."
Yeah.
Right? Like, I like you get that anxiety. So what would you, obviously, if you probably experienced this before, what caused you to overcome it? And what would you tell people like to do? Where would you go there?
I think connecting with yourself. So finding the purpose of like why am I doing this? Like am I okay, let's say you're being forced or
Right.
expected or pushed to do this. But you find I think the internal purpose. And you keep that as like the main title of since you've been assigned this task until you're done with it. I think you connect with that, it brings that human part of you that okay, I'm doing this because of that. It plays in your subconscious to keep driving you to do better in your speech. The other thing, so that purpose first. As like technical thing to do or like practical things to do, I think record yourself.
Record yourself.
No better judge of you than you. No better judge of
No
you
better
than
critic
you.
of you.
Yes.
Right. You're
Record
the best.
yourself and don't be afraid to watch it. You know, it's gonna feel weird in the beginning and
It's always weird.
feel really strange. I mean, some people have like a good public presence and they don't mind recording themselves and seeing themselves. But recording yourself, watch it again, record yourself again, and watch it again. Especially with we have the tech, like you just grab your phone, set
Put
it
your
up,
phone in front of
and
you. Yeah,
record it.
exactly.
You can do it in front of a mirror, of course, but I think recording and then rewatching it is better because you see things that you'd mention, pauses, the body language that you wouldn't notice while speaking, but you'd see it in a recording, and you can once you're aware of that, even if you're not like intentionally trying to fix it, it just somehow your body, your brain fixes it.
Right.
Because you're aware of like, okay, maybe I don't want to do this. I don't want to present myself this way. The other thing from like the monotone and these things, I think it comes from practice. Because like you just do it multiple times. Whatever opportunities you have, like to speak in public or present to peers, to your friends, to anybody. Even like get involved with clubs or events that allows you to speak publicly.
So try your best to just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Like push yourself to just do it. Do it over and over and over again. Somehow, even if like let's say not getting the theoretical part of it, like you're not reading about like how to do public speaking or watching videos, you just correct because you know what, for example, what a good speaker would be.
Right.
I think anybody of us in any field, they would have a sense of like, oh, this was a good speech, or this was an entertaining speech. This was a boring one. They have some skill of their own, which is nice because okay, then you set it up for yourself. Like I want to be able to speak this way, or I want to achieve this type of charisma in my speech. So once you practice more and more and more, somehow you optimize to be one of these things
Right.
that you set for your own self. But the main thing I think is finding that purpose of why am I doing this?
So it's just, first of all, everybody can do it.
Yes.
You shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't think انه ما اعرف اتكلم انجليزي، لهجتي مو كويسة، نطق الحروف مع. Just
Accent.
don't think about that. Just do it. People will respect it. Everybody's human, right?
Yes.
The fear that people talk about is just never is realistic. A lot of people are like, oh, أنا ما أعرف أتكلم، أنا ما أعرف أقول، أنا ما أدري إيش، ما أعرف إيش. It's always walls that we set up for ourselves that are just not real. Nobody cares if you speak in an accent or no accent. Nobody cares if you speak with like a Jaddawi, like لهجة جداوية، لهجة مكة. Nobody cares, right? You just want to send a message.
Yes.
That message should be you. It shouldn't be like, oh, I am abolished.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It shouldn't be that. It should be actually a human, because people are easier to connect with a human than a very like fine-tuned trained machine. It doesn't make any sense.
Because we have robots.
We
right?
have robots, yeah. You could have just let ChatGPT read the speech, right? And then actually tell it the tone. You can literally tell ChatGPT,
Yes.
I want the tone to be calm,
Yeah.
funny,
Yeah.
like, and then it just generate it, and you can give it your voice. It will generate your voice as well. But that's not what people want to connect with. I think we want to connect with people.
And that's why one of the speakers from yesterday, her name Fatima, I think she went after me.
Right.
When this is, she did amazing. It was
Right.
very genuine, very friendly, very connecting, and she was very nervous. Like me and her arrived at the auditorium at the same time, and I was like, "Oh, you were one of the speakers, right?" He's like, "Yes." What are we supposed to speak about? Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I did this here. She's like, okay, that's good. I think I need to attend to my ChatGPT now. And she went, like, try to, put points together and everything. But I think she did incredible. I really liked her speech. For the setup, the way she connected with the audience, the way she was genuine with her personal stories, and it was very natural. And I think she's a very good example of, like, engaging with the audience.
Yeah, just be who you are.
Yes,
Because that's who she is in
exactly.
public, right?
That's
Like,
who,
if you
exactly
interact
she
with her
is.
in public, that's who she is.
Yes.
So just be who you are. لا تتصنع. لا تحاول تسوي حاجة.
Yeah. That's not you.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
yes.
be who you are, which is amazing. Yeah, like, and afterwards, after you went down from stage, what was it?
First, the internal critics started kicking in,
Okay.
Did I stare at paper too much? Did the people like it really? Was he engaged, the chairman? Was he asleep? Did he get boring? Did he find it interesting? Anything? Like, it would be nice if, like, there was questions after it.
Right.
So,
So you get the feedback,
Yeah,
instant
the
feedback
validation.
to it.
And then, so like after that, I remind myself, like, okay, it's done. Like, who
It's
cares? You gave your story. I
Right.
think you just shared it. And that was the purpose, you know. I'm reminding myself of the purpose, like just share your story and try to bring. He's a new, literally, like, thought about him as a new employee in a new place,
Right.
you know, and you want to welcome him.
You just want to welcome him.
Yes, he's a person with skill and knowledge, and you're excited, let's say, for him to be working within your vicinity, working, and his work decisions are going to be affecting your work. So pretty much working with him, whether directly or indirectly. So you want to welcome that new employee. Like, it's just like, imagine if you got a new member in your group or a new student coming to work under you.
I usually wait a year before I interact with them.
So, I mean, you want to have that welcoming feeling.
Right.
More than like, oh, this place is shitty, or avoid this place, do not do this, and you try to bring the negative parts of this place.
No.
Every place have both.
Yeah,
right?
of course, but always welcome with a great part. Yeah.
Yes, and you want to show them that, like, it's an open, friendly environment, like, to speak or to connect and do that. The other things come later, but I mean, I feel like the first impression you want to leave. So I think that was the main purpose.
So you're just thinking about what impression you left.
Yes.
All right. What did it actually matter? What impression you left? Like, because a lot of people, okay, you stand up, you give your presentation, you say your words, and then the moment you leave the stage, you are just too self-critical.
Yeah.
You're overthinking it. You're putting yourself in scenarios and situations that you can sleep better not thinking about, right? Yeah. So any of these thoughts came to you, or you just go a little bit self-critical, and then you go, it's over, it's done. I'll just smile and laugh.
I think it comes back and forth. So it does come, and then I'm like, okay, maybe we'll... Well, the first critics is like, the response of the first set of critics, let's say, internal critics, was like, that was bad. You know, it was like a negative perspective. And then I reminded myself, I was like, okay, it's over. We did it in a short notice, and finding excuses of like why these were not to my standards. Then, okay, forget about it. We moved on. Then out of nowhere, like mid in the evening, you know, I'm just doing work or just sitting down on the couch. It comes again.
Oh, so it continued with you, like we went
it
back
goes,
home.
It goes away, and then it comes back. You know, like,
okay,
because it was a highlight of my day. You know, it's like if I'm doing self-reflection or a reflection of my day, it was pretty much the highlight of my day.
Right.
Because I mean, I had plans to do fabrication, do all of that.
Your entire
everything
day.
got disrupted. Yes, and I couldn't go back to the lab.
No.
Well, actually, I went back to the lab to pull my sample.
Okay.
And everything. But I didn't even check the quality of the devices. I'm just like, I'll do it tomorrow. Let's pull it out. I'm really tired. So it comes back again. Like just midday, not midday, like mid-evening, it just hit me again. But the last thing, like I ended the day with, it was like, you know what? It was overall nice. Like I took the challenge and I stood to it. I did the best I can. I guess I had some critics for myself. Let's do it in the next challenge.
Right.
Let's try to find another opportunity that I will be in the same situation and fix these things. Try to do them better somehow. And how to do them better. Like this whole scripted speech printed, I'm not going to do it again.
Get it memorized.
I'll avoid it. Try to practice it a couple of times, have pointers, and just go with it.
Right.
And, things like this. So when I came from that tone of like, we can do better again the next time, it felt a huge relief. Like, huge relief, I would put it this way. Like, not that I'm not getting pulled down, I'm actually pulled up, trying to find the next opportunity so I can fix these things. You know, like when you make a mistake and that's it, you stop there. The last thing you leave is that mistake.
Exactly.
And it'll stick there. But if you had a chance to do it again and correct that mistake, just like if you play in a video game.
Right.
And you in this level, you're stuck in this level. Imagine if you play this level, you lose, this is it. The frustration.
Dude, I wouldn't sleep.
Exactly.
I wouldn't sleep.
But if you have the chance to, redo, spawn it,
try again, respawn, try again,
play again,
try again. Yeah,
it's more if you do it 10 times and you're still failing. Let's say you did not pass that level. It's the frustration is not the same as the first time and you stop. There is frustration, but it will give you the sense of like, okay, we can do better.
Yeah, you'll because you see the improvement, you'll experience
Yes,
incremental
yes.
improvement, and then eventually you'll
beat it.
beat it. And
Exactly.
the moment you beat it, all next levels are easier.
Yes.
And you don't even know what the next levels are, right?
Exactly.
Because you build these skills to beat them. Anyways, so embrace failure. Well, actually, it's never failure. It's just an experience, right? You're gaining new skills, especially with public speaking. The more you do it, the better at it you become. The more you avoid it, the worse at it you become.
Yes.
So if you have a chance to present your work, don't think about your audience. Don't think about to whom you're presenting. Just stand there, present your work, talk about it. Be confident to who you are. Just في النهاية, people are not gonna listen to the words more than they're gonna listen to your tone and your confidence.
Yes.
I think that's what make people more engaged. If you stand on stage saying exactly the same words with a loud voice, not a loud like screaming, but like I'm saying like filled with confidence, filled with like spirit, then people will interact, will ask questions. You could say the exact same speech in a very low monotonic
Yes.
tone where people are just gonna fall asleep, and you go, "What? I thought it was a great presentation." And you go, "Yeah, it is," but like people are not connecting with what you are saying.
Yes.
People are connecting with how you're saying it. So I think that's part of the trial and error. But like, it's. I mean, again, good job.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I was really happy, just like because like we were here in the morning, like our life would have been like we don't know what's gonna happen. Like we went to the campus, we went to work, and then you text me, and I was like, what is going on? Like I didn't even check my email.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
if
yeah.
you didn't,
Yeah,
text,
you actually told me. Like,
Yeah.
what town hall?
what town hall? What is
Yeah.
it? Like usually, like because I check my emails usually like in the morning, like around 9, I check my email, I respond to whatever I need, and then from 9 to like 3 or 4, I'm busy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you seriously need to reach me, then you should have my phone number. You will call me or like come and find me. Like everybody in my lab like knows like he's there. He's in that
Yeah.
dark corner. Like you just knock
Playing with his laser.
yeah, just knock before you enter, and then you'll find me there. But like I have my phone, but like I usually don't check. Like my email notifications on my phone are always off.
Okay.
I do not allow myself to respond to emails if I'm not working. Because if I'm at work on my desk and I have my email open, if I'm in the lab, I'm not gonna disturb my work usually. Because if, again, like you said, if it's an important thing, people will call you.
Yes.
If someone is calling me, I know it's important, so I'll respond. But like, if you're emailing me, then your email can wait. I would say 99% of the time. I don't know. I've never received an email that is so urgent that I never got a phone call with.
Yeah.
Like
fair,
even
fair.
from my boss, like my professors, like he sends me an email, and if he's expecting a response in the next 5 seconds,
He would call.
he sends the email to have a record of it. Like
Same. Actually.
he sends an email, have a record of it. He would call me, and like he would want that done, and then he would go, "Yeah, but I sent you an email."
Yes.
Like, okay, I know the email is for the record, right? Like, but usually, like if he sends you an email, like the response, like whenever you can respond, right?
Yeah.
So I know the short time. I was like, okay, he got this. I know. Like I even sent you the voice, like I know you got this. Like
Yeah.
let's talk about your experience.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah,
It was good.
of course. No, I was very happy to see you there. You did an amazing job. And I think for today, let's just ننهي الصفحة على public speaking.
Sure. That was a nice topic.
I would advise people who are watching or listening or whatever, Google I/O. I saw some of their events yesterday.
Yeah, I started watching it, but
I was too exhausted.
Yes. Yeah. I was stopped on the AI mode and the
Right.
deep search.
So I think I'm also trying to prepare for the stream. At least I'm trying to prepare like a click of a button where you can play videos.
Oh, that would be
Yeah,
nice.
so I will do that. So I want to show, at least for tomorrow, we'll go over some of the Google I/O things. And so we just want to set a schedule that we're doing this weekdays, Saudi weekdays, so Sunday to Thursday, early in the morning. We'll take weekends off, so we can breathe
Yeah.
and sleep. But yeah, so I think let's end it on a good note if you have
Yeah,
any.
I think we're done. Thank
Yeah.
you everyone for
All right.
whoever's listening.
Good luck to all of the people at work, and we'll talk to you guys all soon.
Have a great day.